something?
Yeah, the vetting steps. Yeah. So it's I can show you. Let me share my screen again. Okay, let's show two different things. So this is my profile, right? So this is what we had before. This is a volunteer tab with my volunteer activities and notes and kind of all these other fields. And then we had this before already. Vetting steps are here on the volunteer tab. When you are vetting a new volunteer, you want to do the background check. You can add your vetting steps here. That can be, I don't know, criminal check or any other check, and then you say here if it's missing, requested, received, on what date and what expiration date for that one if you have comments. So you can add your vetting steps to your volunteer. What is new also on this version, I mean this month, it's going to come up this weekend, it's like now you have the same vetting possibilities on the member tab. This was not on the vetting tab before. So that is here now. And then now the other thing that, but more to your question, is if you go to reports, reporting docs, and then in reporting docs, you can produce a report that contains all those vetting steps. If you want to know where you're at with the vetting steps, you can go here, and then under all people, there's a vetting steps report. And that vetting steps report now has an extra column of saying, well, this is a vetting step, because you can vet actually different things. You can vet members, you can vet volunteers, you can also vet vendors. If you have professional providers, I know some villages are checking kind of the business license and stuff like that. So if you do that, you create the report, there's a new column on this report that is, they are being vetted as what.
Okay, so we know, right, what category it's in. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the question, Ray.
Sure.
Okay, I don't know, we have other questions. Or maybe we don't. It's totally okay. If you don't have questions, that would be I need to make a mark somewhere, because we never finish our meetings ahead of time. We're usually kind of a few minutes late and start stressing out about, oh, I'm so sorry for being past the time. So it's kind of funny. But we can for the first time ever, we can finish 5 minutes in advance. That's totally fine with me. Maybe the last thing I would say is that we have a webinar next week. So as you all know, I repeated several times. And the other thing is the conference. The conference, the registrations are open. Maybe you have been to a conference before. I know this year, because the conference is online, there will be more participants, because it's easier for, maybe, the leadership team, but also maybe some members to register for the event. We think it's a great opportunity to get all together. So if you are considering participating, we would love to see you there and chat and share a moment at the B2B conference. So that would be pretty good.
Cool. Actually, Manuel, I have a question about the vetting steps I just thought of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, perfect.
Is it possible to have a standard list of vetting steps? Like you could have a drop down and choose, so you're not typing the same things over and over again?
Yeah, yes. No, it's a great question. I can kind of maybe rephrase it here, but I know exactly what you mean, because it happened to me too. It's like when you go here to Manuel. So we were on the person's profile, or imagine you have a new volunteer that is coming in. Usually villages have kind of standard vetting steps, right? Kind of, for every new volunteer, we're gonna do these 3 things: background check, criminal check, sex offender check, and I don't know what other check maybe you would be running, right? So it's kind of a little bit of a pity if here you need to come in and type it every time here, kind of, criminal check or something like that. And you need to remember what the steps. The way I understand Leslie's question, but obviously Leslie, let me know if I'm wrong, is that when you're creating the new vetting steps for a volunteer, we could kind of, for a new volunteer, we could create these 3 vetting steps at missing, right? And then, okay, they're there, they are not completed, but they are already there. So you can just follow the indication of what vetting step they are. So Leslie, first thing I wanted to make sure that was your question.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yes. So yeah, great point. So what we have at this point is that, yes, it's possible to do it. I know that I'm doing it with a kind of a trick in the database in behind. If you tell me what steps, I kind of can do it, which I'm not super proud of, in the sense that it would be better if you can define them yourself. So yeah, I think the better answer is yes. I think that's an improvement idea that makes a ton of sense. And then we should allow you to define what are the vetting steps that you want to default for each one of these different types of vetting. If it's for members, if it's for volunteers, so that we can populate that automatically with, with what vetting step and what's the status that would be kind of missing at this point until you change that. Cool.
Yes,
So,
that'd be great.
yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
got it. Thank you. Thank you for that point.